Hey fellow comrades, how you guys been doing? Welcome back to our newest Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Today we got ourselves a match against a passerby by the name Hana. And while I would have loved to say she's running a more of a weather-based team, it's sort of like counterproductive a little bit because she's got Drought, yet she's got Skarmory very much weak to it, but then again she's got, like 5 Pokemon that tends to resist fire to a certain degree, especially Melodic. But then Drought, kind of taking away that, base coverage, with what. Then again, when you think about it, Protein, Graninia, any stab goes with that one, so it kind of makes sense. But still, I don't know. It's sort of like a bit of a weird team we got going here, but it's fine. We're just gonna go to Noivern. She does luckily overpredict to the wrong Pokemon. I was actually surprised why she actually gone for the Grass Knot, expecting a switch on my behalf. Of course, Arcanine being resisted to it and so forth. But checking out my team, it's obvious that Ice Beam would have been a far superior option. In that case, would have been incredible if she does just first turn and just overpredict and take my Northern down just like that. Now, luckily she did survive, but Life Orb is gonna be enough. Afterwards, I'm gonna switch out to my Rotom, expecting her to switch out to her fastest, because that's how we tend to play. When there is a double down, majority of times, people tend to switch out to their fastest Pokemon. In this case, she's gonna switch out to her wallest Pokemon. Taking my Volt Switch like it's nobody's business, so I'm gonna need to switch out. I was kind of expecting the Scald, just expect me to switch out. But she actually decides to go for the Toxic, which is pretty horrible because this Vein doesn't have the Lum. This Vein has the Citrus Berry and its Harvest set, of course, with Lead Seed. So I can wall it to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, I will need to switch out. Sadly, I didn't poison it. So again, there's so much I can do right now, but at least Melodic has been seeded. So for her to actually stay in with this kind of wallish threat is going to be heavily limited right now. So I switch out to Rotom, hoping she's not going to overpredict with going for the double poison. That would have been pretty horrible, but that's still for the player to decide. Now luckily that was not the case, and Rotom is going to come in. Afterwards, I'm just going to go for the T-Ball. Checking out her team, nothing truly appreciates taking electric type moves outside of Ninetales. That can probably take 1, and depending on her EV spread, she may take 2. But then again, that is heavily dependent on her EV spread. Still, she can outspeed me afterwards. So in most situations, she's not really in a good position. So she's gonna need to decide to make a switch, or else her Melodic is gonna bait the dust. For now, she's gonna switch out to Ninetales again. As I said, nothing on her team is truly gonna appreciate taking the T-Bolt. Salamence could have taken it to a certain extent, to that amount of results, I guess, but both of the Pokemon can most likely outspeed me. There is still a question if my Rotom is Scarf, which it's not, so I'm gonna need to switch out. This Ninetales is incredibly strong, ladies and gentlemen. Drought Fire Blast, nearly, what was that, like 25%? That's incredible strength. Now she's gonna reveal the hidden power, which in general I just don't feel, I just never really felt about using hidden power in this situation, especially how hard it is to actually get the right one. But just 60 base, it's great on technician users, but 60 base in this case with Drought support, I'm pretty sure Fire Blast is going to be doing way more in most situations. At least I could see like hidden power ground being the case, and she was probably thinking she's got it, because considering the Heatran will be a Feint and Heatran's typing in the situation, I must mention in the situation Heatran's typing is going to make few Pokemon that have been now running sort of different sets, just without much being worrying about Heatran, are going to be changing their sets. Lots of fire type Pokemon, and Ninetales is no exception. Hidden power, ground would have been excellent for Heatrans and so forth, but then again, maybe Ninetales has got something I didn't really check, because again, it's not like I check all the Pokemon for now. Ninetales is going to need to take the dust. I do take the Fire Blast and so forth to a certain extent, but under Drought, Morning Sun's recovery potential is going to make it incredible. This Vein is incredible right now, but Salamence is going to come in. Because I didn't get any Intimidate on it, I will need to switch out. I cannot afford this Salamence to rampage on me. Sadly, I was kind of hoping she's going to go for Earthquake. She's not going to risk me going for the Will-O-Wisp. But then again, most Salamence, when they run Dragon Dance, then tend to run Lumberry, to get rid of their confusion after Outrage. But she reveals the Crunch, which either way, it doesn't really matter because this is a special defensive Trevenant, and if I would have been defensive, I could have taken one, I believe. But then again, as I mentioned, this is a special one, so Outrage would have probably been enough either way. Now I switch out to my Mamoswine. I'm just gonna go for Ice Shot. I could have, you know, expect her to switch out, but I'm not in a position to over predict, so I just decided to go playing it safe. And I guess she was actually expecting me to, you know, predict the switch, maybe put up the rocks, maybe go for the Avalanche, a stronger ice type move, but that was not the case. Afterwards, she's gonna switch out to her Charizard Y. Incredible power, incredible strength under Drought, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very big threat to not really be messing around with, and at any cost, I gotta get some heavy damage on it and pretty much proceed to go from there. Now, unfortunately, Thick Fat Mamoswine is really not gonna be working because again, Drought, and even without the Drought, it would probably take me out. It is a raw strength of Charizard Y. When you face it, you tend to realize how threatening this thing is without the rocks being put into place. Sadly, I didn't have much opportunities to put up the rocks. Maybe there was a couple of them, but you know, we're here, we're right now trying to handle one. We're gonna go for the Toxic. She goes for Earthquake again. Heatran is gonna be a thing. And yeah, again, Charizard, you know, Solar Beam, Air Slash, Fire Blast. Air Slash is quite powerful, and in this case, Fire Blast is a way superior option. She should have just decided to go for that, especially against Intimidate. Maybe a misclick could have been, but it's okay. Fire Blast took us out. Actually, thinking about it, before the Earthquake, I believe I could have taken one Fire Blast from it, but only one. After that, I would have been completely destroyed. After my Arcanine was taken down, I did get poison on it, taken down to range where Sucker Punch from my Bisharp is gonna be enough to take her out, and that's gonna allow her to switch out to Milotic to pretty much recover most of her HP, which I do expect. That's why I decided to go for a sub, put in some pressure. There's a Sword Dance going, there's a sub going. She will need to play it safe with the Scald. Thinking about it, maybe I should have just Sword Dance, just because when you think about it in general, Drought was up, you know, kind of having the power, the potential power of Scald, but there is a chance to burn, and I just wanted to get set up on it a little bit safer, as well as just go for the Sucker Punch, knowing for a fact she's gonna need to play it safe. This Scald does a lot of damage, and she does make the right move right here. I actually expect her to actually predict me to go for the Sucker Punch again by switching out to maybe the likes of Skarmory. But then again, checking out her team, Skarmory as well as Milotic at the range of HP she's at, she's not going to be taking that, she's not going to be stalling me any day soon. So Bisharp wasn't really that important. It was only a question of me switching out to Skarmory, you know, me switching out to Rotom, my bad, and just go for the T-Bolt at the range of HP Milotic was at. As well as Skarmory getting the sturdy, it doesn't really matter because there is really not much Skarmory can do against this Rotom. The best thing Skarmory can really do, it's Brave Bird, but I even resist that. Not to mention that the, you know, the recoil would have been enough. So in general, Toxic, I guess, Milotic Toxic Stall with Ice Beam, Scald, Recover is a painful Pokemon. It really is. But for now, I'm just gonna go for the Shadow Ball, trying to take him down with style. Unfortunately, she's gonna go for the Protect. But that's fine because, again, I'm at full HP, so if she doesn't get like 6 protects in a row or maybe even more, then I'm gonna have this game in the bag. She's gonna go for the second protect, which again, you know, it's fine. This is her only option, so you gotta understand her work of behavior right here. You gotta understand why she's doing this, because it is the only way out. So I decided to go for the World Switch, and that's gonna be the game. I was actually surprised why she didn't just go for the third one, because again, it is luck based, and you may as well go for it if this is your only option of having any sort of chance to speak of. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be the game for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this match as much as I did. Great game to my opponent Hana, which probably, you know, being a passerby, probably isn't watching this video right now, but still, I enjoyed it very much. Be sure to give it a like if you enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much, guys, for your continued support, and until next time, take care. Peace.